might wanna buckle up, baby.
Punch it, I'm Jacob and welcome to Lightspeed. There's honestly no way that I can talk about this episode, especially without spoilers, so I highly recommend watching this episode for yourself and then coming back to this video. I will be perfectly honest with you all, I do not know where to even start with this episode. To me, this episode absolutely delivered on the massive cliffhanger from last week's episode. Seeing the mysterious dark side user cut down all of the NPC Jedi that accompanied the group to Kofar was just as terrifying as it was entertaining. Well, until it wasn't, but we'll get back to that. This is without a doubt some of the darkest Star Wars I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And honestly, the entire episode was absolutely brutal. I even said on Twitter it was like the Red Wedding, but for Star Wars fans. And if you've seen Game of Thrones and you know what I'm talking about, you know comparisons to the Red Wedding they're not really that great. Although they fought valiantly, it was as shocking as it was heartbreaking seeing Jeki get stabbed 3 times by the stranger and seeing Yord unfortunately get his neck snapped. You know, I wasn't gonna drink tonight, but here we are. I knew that most of the Jedi probably wouldn't survive throughout the course of this series, but I didn't expect Sol to be the sole survivor. We know that Sol has suppressed and covered up something that happened with the witches on Bryndock, but now he either has to die to keep the Sith a secret, or attempt to explain this to the Jedi Council. But if Ki-Adi-Mundi and the Phantom Menace showed us anything, it's that the Jedi Council are pretty quick to dismiss outrageous claims like the Sith have returned. Watching a lot of the main cast get wiped 3 episodes before the finale was absolutely unexpected, and honestly, I don't really know where we go from here. On a somewhat happier note, it's also great seeing Cortosis for the first time in a live-action project, as the stranger bangs his helmet against a hilt to pretty much deactivate a lightsaber. For those that don't know, Cortosis is one of the strongest metals in all of Star Wars, and was first introduced in Legends, and was significant for its ability to disable a lightsaber. I feel like we all kind of jumped the gun in calling this mysterious dark side user a Sith, including myself. I wasn't too surprised to realize that it was actually Chimere behind the stranger's mask, but we still don't know exactly what he is and where his allegiances lie. He tells Sol that he has no name, but that the Jedi might call him a Sith. Keyword, might. Chimere also tells Sol that he wants to be able to wield his power the way that he likes, without having to answer to the Jedi. Between that exchange and a hint of Kylo Ren's theme playing at the end of the episode, it's starting to make me think that Chimere might be a founding member of the Knights of Ren. This is all speculation as of now, but I do have a whole video about why those characters from the sequel trilogy are a lot cooler than you might think, so if you want to watch that video, make sure to check it out in the description below. For those that don't know, in the comics, the Knights of Ren followed their own way of life known as the Ren, with their leader wielding a red lightsaber to symbolize power and control, much like the dark side does. And if you look at that lightsaber from the comics and compare it to Chimere's hilt, they do kind of look similar. I'm definitely not the first person to theorize this, but I can't deny that this is incredibly enticing. Is Chimere a Sith? Is he a member of the Knights of Ren? Is he somehow both? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really interested to see if Basil can help Sol realize that May is pretending to be Osha, and that Osha is now with Chimere. I had a lot of expectations for this episode, and Leslie Headland saying that this was her personal favorite episode only piqued my interest and boosted my hype even more. And I'm beyond happy to say that now it's my favorite as well. But what did you think of the 5th episode of The Acolyte? Did you love it? Were you not a fan? Are you in the middle? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, I have a link to my Discord server in the description below, so if you want to talk Star Wars, make sure to join that as well. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and until the next video, for light and life.